April 21st, 2018. The Click discovers a website with cryptic images. This image was soon discovered to be connected to Andre Weil, a mathematician and founder of the Bourbaki group. August 18th, 2018. Tyler Joseph, lead singer of 21 Pilots, tweets these two images. The backdrop on his computer screen appears to be an edited image of the Bourbaki group. What is the Bourbaki group? The original group was founded in 1935 to unify and generalize mathematics. Andre Weil was the de facto leader. He also invented the null symbol to denote an empty set. The original group had 9 members. They decided to publish under the pseudonym Nicolas Bourbaki. As the years went on, new members were invited in and older members retired. The group still exists today and continues to publish. But how does it relate to 21 Pilots? As I mentioned earlier, Andre Weil is credited with using the null symbol to denote an empty set in mathematics. 21 Pilots have adopted this and the O's in their band name in other places. Cool, but is that it? All this cryptic stuff to give credit to the guy who put a slash through an O? I don't buy it. Andre Weil accomplished something else. He supposedly mathematically proved the existence of God. That seems like a big deal. But also, there are still atheists in this world. And isn't faith about believing in something that you can't necessarily prove? And how do you prove the existence of God anyway? Well, lucky for you, I went to college and got a degree in physics for this very occasion. A physics degree is like a math degree, except you can get a job. Sometimes. I took a look at this so-called proof, and there's not a lot of proof. The best evidence I have for this is a quote by Andre Weil that says, "God exists since mathematics is consistent, and the devil exists since we cannot prove it." Andre Weil has done a lot for the mathematics community, but proving the existence of God absolutely is not one of them. Now, hold on, because it goes deeper. My opinion is that creating and purpose is not strictly an artistic endeavor.
Because a kitchen sink to you is not a kitchen sink to me. Okay, friend, are you searching for purpose? Then write something that it might be worthless. Then paint something that it might be wordless. Pointless curses, nonsense verses. You'll see purpose start to surface. No one else is dealing with your demons. Meaning maybe defeating them could be the beginning of your meaning, friend.
Tyler has said multiple times that music has saved him. It gives him meaning and purpose. He says, anyone who's struggling with purpose and meaning should try to create.
I feel like our generation of people, we struggle with some things. We struggle with a lot of suicide and depression. And not that I claim to be any sort of professional opinion on those topics. But what I found out is those two issues are really centered around the idea of purpose. What's the purpose? Like, what's the point? We have a lot of questions, big questions, right? And we don't have the answers to those questions, and that can really discourage us as young kids that are wanting answers to questions. So I found out, it's like, well, how can I create purpose for myself? Because I feel like if I had purpose, I'd be able to conquer these two things. And I found through art that you can create the beginning of purpose for you. Not all of purpose, because that's just such a huge thing. But the beginning of purpose can be found by creating something that only you understand.
I consider myself a science-focused person. I've tried to create things and play music, and it's fun, but not where I personally find my purpose. This has made it a little more challenging for me to relate to 21 Pilots at times. The references to these mathematicians makes me feel a little more connected to the band. Tyler appreciates creating, and this group created a set-based system of math. The analytical minds have a part to play as well. we can create systems or make discoveries that help us understand the universe we live in, and that's where we find purpose. Now, I'm not sure if that's what Tyler intended, but that's my personal interpretation. The writing style of Nicolas Bourbaki is definition, theorem, proof. There are few to no examples, diagrams, or figures. It's up to the reader to come to their own conclusions and write their own examples. Remind you of anyone? Now, I'm going to go to the next level of crypticness. How does this group relate to Trench? Well, Andre is the name of a bishop that we have no extra info on. 0. We've gotten a lot on Nico, and Keon's has been mentioned, but we know very little about the other bishops, including Andre. The pseudonym these mathematicians chose collectively was Nicolas Bourbaki. Nicholas. Nico. Now for the craziest part. There is an extra person in Tyler's edited image standing in the doorway. This is the original. There's nobody in the doorway. In Tyler's picture, there is definitely someone in the doorway. I have no idea who this is. At this point, it would be total speculation. It's not Andre, but that doesn't narrow it down. Hopefully, we get more pieces to this puzzle as Trench comes out. Needless to say, I'm very interested to see how everything connects.